Hello there, and welcome to Thrones of Game, the Game of Thrones show where we watch Game of Thrones backwards because we thought it was a good idea. I'm your host, BT Calloway. I have seen the show from the very beginning, but joining me is Elliot J. O'Neill, who has only seen this, the second episode ever.
Yes, so I've seen the finale now, and I've seen the penultimate episode, and now on this, our Sophomore episode.
Yep, it's a weird concept. We're liking it. It's fun. It's interesting. I'm excited about it. Hey, Fast Podcast is a good podcast. Let's get into it, man.
Yes.
So, as you know, this is Season 8, Episode 5, The Bells, the much controversial episode. What happened?
Man, not much. Only a fucking dragon came in and fucking wrecked everything.
Jen Brady
God.
wrecked all of King's Landing.
Jesus,
Boom.
did she? What? Fucking hell. My main complaint from the finale that it was just so barren and boring, and this is why it was barren.
Because there was so much before it.
Dragon fucking wrecked everything. No wonder there was nothing there and only 5 characters.
Yep. Because so many named characters die in this one. I don't know, I haven't checked the numbers, but it may be like the highest number of named character deaths.
Yeah.
It's crazy. A lot of people are upset, but hey.
Oh,
could have been many more.
It was amazing when they just pull focus on these people in a way that this is a significant character, and I'm like, I'm meeting this person for the first time. Oh, they're going to die.
Yep.
And it happened a lot.
Oh man, it's about half this episode is just incineration.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously without spoiling the earlier episodes for me, because this is the format,
obviously.
Was the controversy that Daenerys just went against the Bells and just slaughtered everybody? Because I'm guessing the Bells was a sign of, we give up.
They'd effectively surrendered.
Yeah.
And Daenerys decided no quarter. So, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But hey, outside of that, what is a memorable moment? What's something that stood out to you and say, hey, remember me?
Oh, man. Okay, the boss fight at the end, where a calloused forehead guy went against the final boss. He climbed the stairs and he defeated some faceless minions.
You are naturally referring to Sandor and Gregor Clegane facing off. It's Clegane Ball. Yeah, much anticipated fight. What'd you think?
That was really cool. I liked the obvious, he's overpowered as fuck. And just going against a almost unwinnable fight.
Yeah, much like a boss fight in something like Dark Souls, just I'll just fucking die!
Yeah. Like, watching that, I was going, square, R2 to roll. Use a healing potion. Use a healing potion. Oh, God. And when he had his eye gouged, I was like, oh, that's got to be game over. But no.
No. Tumbled out of the tower poetically into fire. Wonder if that's symbolic of anything.
Yeah. Maybe.
Now, they've been building... it had been an internet rumor this was building up for a very long time. This was the one that proved it. I gotta admit, I was kind of disappointed with it a little bit. It was a cool bit, but I think it's kind of poorly edited in points.
Oh, yeah, that is one of my big gripes with this episode is that it thinks it's doing clever things. Like, there was a moment where he fell at the same time as Arya, and it was just so clunky and...
Yeah, trying to do this mirror. Well, what they're trying to do there, I remember earlier in the episode, he's all like, go home, girl. Look at me. You don't want to become me. So it's, the parallels there.
I've got a disgusting forehead.
Look at my forehead. It's all fucked up. That's not his voice at all, man, but fuck it. Yeah, I mean...
Could have fooled me.
But it also does, hard cuts to... this is... Damn, should I say? Yeah, sure. The Hound and the Mountains. The really big guy is the Mountain, and he's not, CG or anything. That is as big as that guy is. You got to look at real life photos of him. He's colossal. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I've heard of this man.
Yeah. And but it cuts to several quick cuts of his sword just digging into masonry, and it's I've seen it, guys. Once is enough to say he's so strong he can cut into masonry. I don't need to see it 3 times.
Yeah.
And also repeated a lot in this is Arya getting up after having been knocked down and dusty. That also happens about 3 or 4 times, which really just makes this feel incredibly long. So I pre-wrote down Arya gets up, tally, and I was ready to write that down. And then I'm like, we're about halfway through the destruction. She hasn't done it once yet. I know it happens at least 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, and then when she's like, no, you've got to escape with me. And it's they've found some shelter. Leave them alone. And then, of course, she leads them to their death.
Yep, best intentions. But quick thing I did notice between this and the final episode, when Tyrion is walking through, he walks past a cracked bell and a standing tower. That was the tower they were in.
Oh,
Whoops!
yeah.
That tower wasn't coming down.
Yeah, I had that. I think it was the only moment where I'm like starting to piece together people because, like, yeah, when Tyrion was searching through the rubble in the finale,
Yep,
he found
and his name Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble. Yep, and he found the king and queen. I guess the queen and a former king,
Jaime and Cecil Lannister.
Yes. So yeah. Oh, there's a big point of confusion for me. So. Daenerys at the start, was that the same blondie in all that stuff? Because I thought there were two different people then.
What, Jan Brady?
Yeah, the one that was in the prison and then the one that was like deeming the dude to die. They were the same person.
Which bit in the prison?
I mean, not in the prison. She was just the one that refused to eat and was...
Oh, yeah, no, same person.
Oh, okay.
You can tell by her incredibly braided hair.
I don't know. I was just a bit frazzled in one bit, and she had more confidence when she was doing the execution. I don't know.
Well, it's hard to not be confident on top of a dragon. They can smell that. You've got to you got to go with it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, just on the tedium again. Yeah, this episode was really padded, man. Like
there are I think they could have cut a lot of the destruction by half.
Yeah.
But I get they're kind of just going for just how intense it is by just how long it is, and you kind of like. In the sense that you're begging it to stop, so are the people. So I think there's meant to be that parallel. And I think it works because you're like, oh my gosh, just settle down.
Yeah, but there's not really an arc going on there. Like, it's, just repeating
it's just got to be about, I don't know, 20 million of the budget. So, yes. A bit that stood out for me is this kind of works as a tiny little microcosm of just the events that have happened in King's Landing previously, which I can't allude to too much. But the eyeball crush, that kind of happens before. There's a bit where the dragon's flying over, just napalming everything. You see bits of green flame, which fans will know has happened before as well.
Right.
So obviously when they hit the stores of wildfire, they went up.
Yeah, because this is one thing that I only sort of started thinking in this. Wait, is there magic in this show?
Well, there are dragons. The answer is kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, very rare. Without giving away too much, it's
not Wingardium Leviosa shit. But...
No, it's not fucking Hogwarts, but it's around. It's about. It happens.
Okay, cool.
All right. So next question: nudity.
Where's the nudity?
Again, another episode. Not a tit to be seen. Not a wang. Not a butt cheek.
I was promised balls.
Balls.
Yeah.
Or abs.
Like, and that's another thing I know about the show, that it was sort of come under fire from a lot of like ratings boards group because there was depictions of rape in it, and there was almost one, but yeah, Jon Snow steps in and saves the day.
Yeah, which I kind of feel is a bit redundant. We know it, like the old preventing someone from raping someone bit is a very quick, easy, mildly lazy shorthand for this guy's the good guy, and we know that. Like, we don't need this reiterated.
Yeah.
But again, I guess it's just that chaos and destruction that's going on.
So speaking of which, is another point of controversy with the finale is that the only black guy in Westeros doesn't get any comeuppance for essentially, like, I know Daenerys kicked off the whole no quarter thing, as you say. What does that mean anyway?
I looked it up once and I can't remember what it means. It just means no mercy.
Okay. But like, he took that as the immediate signal to go for it.
Yep.
And yeah, he doesn't really get any comeuppance in the finale, does he? He just gets to be himself still.
He does. You're talking about Grey Worm. I don't know if you got a nickname for him yet, but
the only black guy in Westeros.
Technically, all the other guys in the same armor are also black. They don't have their helmets off.
Right.
So in theory, you never quite see them. So
okay.
But yeah, he's there aren't many of them.
What happened to him in the finale then?
He sailed off to the Isle of Narth.
Oh.
Naturally, duh.
Did they call it because there's nothing there and it's really boring?
I don't know if we ever see it, actually.
Well, okay. Punishment, I guess.
No, he's got his story. We'll say that much. But, you know.
Okie dokie.
So not much on the nudity front, but violence. Our other question.
Yeah, well, wow.
I would say there was all the violence.
Yeah, they must have used so much corn syrup, red food dye, and water in this, man.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a bit where Euron Greyjoy gets shanked in the guts, I'm like, I know that sound effect. That's the sound of a wet chamois. Having done a little bit of Foley work myself, I can identify some things now. I will never hear a cut tire screech the same way ever again.
Huh.
And I'm like, yep, that's definitely a wet chamois. I know that for sure.
Yep. Yeah, the violence in this, like, yeah, it was brutal at times.
It's widespread, it's impersonal, it's personal, it's everything. Like I said, there's all the violence here.
Yeah, the blood splatter, I think, was, like, from just an artistic point of view, making those sort of effects happen. It was very confronting, and
yeah.
I really appreciated it. Like,
yeah, no, in the sense that in order to really shock an audience with violence, sometimes you just have to be prolonged and be horrific and, napalm the fuck out of a city.
Yeah, and on that as well, the effects of the charred corpses and stuff like that, it was very well done. Like,
yeah. That said, there is a weird motif in this one where the child with carrying a little white horse toy, and then she gets turned into a cinder, and you can see her still clinging to the horse, and then there's a white horse at the end, and I'm not too sure what that's going for. Like, is the white horse hope, and that's the end of hope? Is it the Christian symbol of death, as death rides a pale horse? What is the point here? I haven't quite figured that one out.
All I can say is that, that moment where Arya, the horse was with Arya, was a very stark shot.
Oh! Ding, 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 ding.
Her last name's Stark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You could have guessed from my, I don't make goal sounds if you miss. But it's bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
That sound. Another little motif I wanted to quickly call attention to is there's this great little use of red, black, and gold throughout. So there's some nice overhead shots of all the people trying to get into the Red Keep. That's all in red and black. And I'm guessing this is because red and gold are the colors of the Lannisters, and black and red is the color of Daenerys Targaryen. So it's the mix of all three of those. And again, costume design in the show is always fantastic. So,
I did have to ask the helmets on the Red Army. They had like these little red flappy things.
Yeah.
Was that like their equivalent of like those sunglasses that you can flip up and then they're just regular reading glasses?
Yeah, so David Caruso can like make a pun and then flip it down and then goes, yeah! The old David Caruso. David of Caruso. I don't know. I'm sure they've got like a medieval purpose. Maybe they just avoid you getting blindsided from a spear or something. I don't know.
I wear on hinges though.
Yeah. But what was my point? Hang on. I forgot what I was talking about.
Costumes,
that's right, yeah. And Cecil Lannister is again wearing black, red, and gold. It's a very interesting motif running through this one. It's only kind of something I picked up this time.
All right, so she's a Lannister.
Yep.
And Tyrion's a Lannister.
Yep.
Is Tyrion her son?
Brother.
Yes. And so the other dude was his brother as well?
Jaime Lannister, yes.
All right, so we're starting to get into some of the incest of the show, aren't we?
There you are. Because she says, I don't want our baby to die.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing. Like, are Jon Snow and Daenerys related?
Oh, I'll never tell.
Fuck. Because I heard them I thought I heard them in the finale say something about brother and sister, and then again when they were talking, like, I don't know.
There's something going on there, but we'll get there.
Okay,
backwards.
too much of a spoiler for now.
Well, I'm just curious how much you can piece together retrospectively, and I'm very curious about your take on Daenerys' arc, having seen the controversial ending first.
Well, I don't know.
We'll get
obviously there. I don't know her motivation, but like, I really just don't know her motivation. And if this was a point of contention for a lot of people,
at least a million of them who signed a petition.
Yeah, I kind of get it because her characterization doesn't seem like that vindictive. But I mean, then I thought she was a different person at the start with the execution, so fucking what do I know?
It's fair, but hey, it could be said 2 episodes played in the wrong order and you already have an opinion shared by many other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage once again carries this episode, I think, in acting.
Yeah, that was another weird thing about it, like just how him and Arya were both able to avoid the fray. Like
he's just kind of casually walking behind everybody else.
Yeah,
no armor, no weaponry, just chilling out. He's all good.
Mm.
But Arya does get like smashed right in the middle of it. In a show that's infamous for killing off characters with no real ceremony, I kind of thought she might have gotten trampled at one point.
I think the show really wanted you to think she was going to die in this one.
I kind of did. When the first time I watched this through, I was like, surely not. But if they're going to bump off a fan favorite, you do it in one of the last episodes. So,
but there was actually a thing where she was on Jimmy Kimmel and she said that, oh yeah, in the scene where Arya dies, and then she like pretended to be really flustered and that she actually accidentally gave away a spoiler, but it was of course on April the 1st. So
aha, fucking with them.
Yeah,
nice. I've more or less gotten through everything I wanted to say. There's also that great slow version of Reigns of Castamere playing here, where the collapse of the Red Keep on top of Jaime and Cecil.
Yep.
Again, we hear that in the final episode when Tyrion finds them. But
when he was Barney Blubble.
And one thing I do want to say in terms of... Go ahead.
Oh, and I was just about to say, because him releasing his brother...
Yep.
That was the big betrayal that everyone was talking about in the finale.
Yes. No, yes. That's the one when Jan Brady's all like, yep, now you're dead for that one, boy, and locks him up. But I wanted to quickly just talk on...
Barney Trouble. Sorry.
Win. All right. Yeah, one other thing I did want to talk about quickly is everyone's talking about, oh, that's not in Daenerys' character. When she when she has Varys killed at the beginning of this episode, that's an act of tyranny, quite frankly. That is, he's spreading, not even rumor, spreading truth about her that she doesn't want to get out and kills him for it. That is tyranny.
Oh, so that must be the guy that I originally wrote down as Matt Lucas.
Yep.
And then when they did the just before the execution, I'm like, oh, in this light, he kind of looks like Bert Newton. And then when he got dragoned, I wrote Burnt Newton. This is just me coming up with nicknames for characters and then puns around.
They're gonna need them because I'm not even 100% sure Varys is his name. So I mean, it's V something, but maybe it's longer, maybe it's shorter. I can't remember. All right, let's get down to the last question. How did we get here?
Man, okay. See, this was an easier thing to piece together in the finale because it was just war-torn, you know. So, not war-torn? All right, well, Daenerys...
Sure, all the buildings will be standing in the next episode.
Yeah. So, there's clearly a conflict between Jon Snow and Daenerys' people. And...
Jon Bon Snowy, yeah.
Yep.
Don't forget your own nicknames, man. I wrote them down.
I know, but like I came up with that one, but then I looked it up and someone done it before. And came up with that joke as I was re-listening to our podcast.
Yep.
Shank through the heart, Daenerys to blame. Anyway, how did we get here? How did we get here? So there's clearly a conflict between Cersei and Daenerys, so... I don't know. They think red is better, and the other side thinks, no, black is better. It's your classic...
War of colours.
Yeah.
If only we could just learn to be colourblind. We could all get along in peace.
The two houses are fighting, and like we don't even see the Iron Throne in this one, so... Daenerys sat on a rock throne, I guess, and she doesn't like that chair.
Yeah, it looks uncomfortable. Quite frankly, they both look pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine sitting on a bunch of swords, even lying flat. That doesn't sound cozy.
Yeah, well, you know, they can't have purposely gotten all the pointy bits away. Like, anyway, maybe they fell them down over time. Anyway, I'm just going to say that, yeah, Daenerys has a rock chair. She wants a sword chair.
I mean, yeah. It's a game of chairs.
Oh, so... Wait.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought about the title before. Is that, like, all this is a game of, like, thrones?
I don't know. Is it?
It seems that way.
Oh, yeah. Dragon fire in this has, like, force behind it. It's knocking shit down, and that's dope. It doesn't make sense. I get that. But it looks dope as fuck.
Yeah, like, there was some great-looking moments in this one. I was like, yeah, but then at points I was like... come on, you're milking the dragon here. Like, and also, surely there's a limit on how much fire dragon can produce.
Well, if this was D&D, they'd have to roll at the end of its turn a D6 and see if it recharges on a 5 or a 6. So, I mean, come on.
Wait for all the civilians to take their turn.
Yeah, it's only fair, man.
You're rolling with disadvantage.
Yep. Even if it's got multi-attack, come on.
Yeah.
One thing I had is during the whole, like, everyone battening down the hatches kind of scene, there's one woman who's just dashed outside and grabbed a bunch of bowls Is bringing them inside. It's like, I want to know that woman's story. She loves those bowls. They're important to her. Are they like her wedding bowls or something? Like, or a gift? What's her, 10-year backstory of these bowls?
Oh, I just cleaned them.
Come on, you're gonna get soot all over them.
They're non-soot ceramic. You're gonna stain. I actually did have 2 jokes with Jeremiah Lannister.
Jamie.
Yep. Okay. Where fucking Seesaw sees him and goes, "You're wounded," and he's like, "No." And I wrote, "'Tis but a scratch."
Yep. That's
"'Tis but a flesh wound." And then when she's freaking out and he's like, "It's nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. So close, no matter how far." Yeah. Yep. So yeah, anytime you hear me burst out laughing, it's because I've like written a stupid joke like that. Like also in a boring shot of Arya walking around everywhere, I just started singing in my head, Maisie, Maisie, give me your answer, do. Anyway. And
fair enough.
She would look sweet upon the seat of a white horse built for 2.
Bam! There you go. You landed. I was wondering where you're going with
that. So was I.
Yeah.
Oh, and I hadn't seen a trampling like that since Falls Fest.
Ooh. I don't know. Is that too soon? I have no idea. I don't even know what we're talking about. I don't go outside and talk to people.
Oh, and during Callous Head and Dark Souls little boss fight.
Yep. Too accurate. Like it too much.
Screaming, "You should have gone for the head."
And then you learn nothing from the Avengers, but then he did.
And then it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Yeah.
Got some voodoo going on there or something. Knife to the head, still standing.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? There's voodoo in this world as well?
I'm just using a generic magic term.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My last one is the sound compression is pretty bad in this. Not a lot of bass, so fuck Foxtel.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually watched this one legitimately. I mean, we've always watched them legitimately.
Always, of course. All 50%. That's better than most.
Man, yeah, Foxtel are just fucked now.
Oh, yeah. The only reason I'm sticking around is so I can still, this maybe, and continue to watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, there was a joke on the recent John Oliver episode. Is just like, and yeah, now next week after we lose the best lead-in TV history, God damn it, HBO is fucked.
I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They got spin-offs. They got John Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still draws a crowd.
Like
me.
All right, well, if that wraps it up, let's wrap it up.
All right,
well, let's find out how we got here next time we watch the previous episode. Till then, now our watch has ended.